Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go over the gold to silver ratio and where it's been trending lately, where it's leading to, and then kind of do a silver forecast based off of that ratio. Now, if you've been watching my videos, the last video I made was based off I made a gold model that sort of forecasted or projected out where I think the gold price was going to go and lead to. Silver to me is looked at properly in the lens of in relation to gold. So I do believe that silver maintains a lot of its value because of its status as a monetary metal, and this should be distinguished from its industrial status as an industrial metal. I believe that those are two separate markets, and even though they coincide with the demand for silver, in your precious metals market, that's like a sub-market inside of that broader aggregate silver market. And I think that market, that precious metal silver market, can only be understood in the context of gold, because gold is purely a monetary metal, and it is the superior monetary metal between the two. So what I've shown you here is this gold to silver ratio chart, and I'm really only going all the way back to about 1970, and the reason why is because that was about the time that we in the U.S. came off the gold standard. So gold was allowed to float in relation to silver, and I want you to take note here that over time that gold to silver ratio has been trending upward. In other words, silver is becoming cheaper in price compared to gold, or gold is becoming more expensive in regards to silver over time. Okay, so when you overlay on this chart a trend line, you can see very clearly how this has been just trending upward. So around 1970, the average gold to silver ratio was just under 40 times, and what that means is that the price of gold was just under 40 times the price of silver. So if silver was priced at, say, $2 a share, then gold would be priced close to $80 a share, because 2 times 40 is 80, and it's just underneath that. But if you notice, this trend line has been going up. So gold has been going up and up and up in price. And so recently now, that gold to silver ratio has hit closer on the average to about 80. So now, if gold is $2,000 a share, $2,000 an ounce, then the silver for 1 ounce would be about $25. So silver has become cheaper to gold ounce per ounce as time has gone on. One of the interesting things to note is that you can take a trend line of the peaks and troughs of the chart to sort of gauge, what's been going on when silver peaks. So one of the interesting things is that during a bull market, so when gold went through its bull market in the mid-1970s and started appreciating in price, the gold to silver ratio dropped. So no matter how much gold was going up, silver would go up even further, okay? And especially around 1980, you can see that gold to silver ratio plummet, and that was telling you that silver was far outpacing gold. Then during times of bear markets such as the 80s and 90s, the gold to silver ratio would rise. So gold would fall in value, but silver would plummet worse. And then during bull markets such as in the 2000s and peaking in 2012, that gold to silver ratio would reach new lows. So if you were to look at a chart that compared gold to silver overlaid on top of each other, it would look something like this, where gold's price is measured here in blue and silver's price is in orange, okay? And so I just overlaid it using the same pricing mechanism, but it's showing you how silver performs during bull markets and bear markets. So you can see it outperforms gold clearly in bull markets, and it underperforms gold during the bear markets, okay? Now, as I mentioned before, we notice that this gold to silver ratio has been trending upward over time. I don't fully understand why this is and why there tends to be such a huge variance in it. because the supply of the metal does not change all that much in relation to gold supply. I would think that the demand for the metal would also be similar, but that may not be the case here, as is illustrated. So it's very interesting to look at here. But when you take a look at silver's trending ratio, if we were to chart that out here, okay, we could see that with this silver price, we can see clearly the spikes here. And then if we were to chart out that ratio as a forecast, it would look something like this. So the ratio that I'm using here based off of this trend line hugs very tightly to silver's price, except for during bull markets. So during the bull market of 1979 to 1980, you can see how silver's price spiked by over twice as high as its ratio price would suggest at that time, based off of that gold to silver trend line that has been trending upward. And then you can see that back in 2011, once again, that silver price outperformed that silver value calculation based off the gold to silver ratio. So I followed that ratio over time and said, okay, well, let's assume that over time that trend line continues with gold to silver. And based off of the model that I created with gold, and I'm going to bring that up right quick, you can see how I've charted out gold's price increases over time based off of my own projections and assumptions. So if we use that gold price and then back calculate using the gold to silver ratio, we can come up with an estimate for what silver's ratio price would indicate. And it shows that silver is poised to go through a strong bull market in the coming 4 years. So even though silver's ratio value based off of its historical gold to silver ratio seems to be underperforming its current price, it's going to press upward. So by the end of 2021, the gold to silver ratio price is probably going to be about $27 an ounce. It seems to be pointing about $27 an ounce, okay, 27, 28. And then by the end of 2024, it looks like it's going to peak around $40 an ounce. So that's definitely pointing to a bull market for silver. But, you may say, look how much silver's price pops during a bull market above its ratio value. So the question becomes, what is silver's price, or what could silver's price jump up to if we do head into the next bull market and gold's price trends upward like I have shown in my gold forecasting model? And that, my friends, is this last line that I'm going to show you. That's what silver's price will jump or look like if it were to follow another bull market, as it outperforms its ratio value by, again, 2 to 1, just like it's done in the past couple of bull markets. So we could very well be looking at a silver price in the coming years of up to $70 to $80 an ounce. And again, that's assuming that silver continues to historically be cheaper in relation to gold with the gold and silver ratio. So what I have done is that instead of using this trend line right here for this gray price, I've instead used the ceiling price for silver based off of this gold to silver ratio. So this floor ratio value, this as it has risen through time, and I have adjusted for that and overlaid that on this chart. And it's definitely pointing to a very strong outperformance for gold. So while I have gold appreciating over the next 4 years by some 80%, so it looks like it's going to be about an 80% increase, because gold right now is about $1,800 an ounce, and I've got it going all the way back up to $3,400. So it's actually going to appreciate by almost 90% in 4 years, according to my projection. The silver markets will actually more than triple in the next 4 years. So its current silver price is around $25 an ounce. It should go up to close to $80 an ounce. Now that's assuming that this ratio upward trend holds true. In other words, silver continues to get cheaper and cheaper over time in relation to gold. What were to happen if the gold-silver ratio were to reverse and silver would return to its historical norm? Well, that would mean that you could kiss goodbye to this $80 an ounce projection, and you can say hello to silver being in the triple digits. Literally, silver could easily trade between $100 and $200 an ounce, which would put it at such record prices, it would place it in a bull market that far outpaces gold to this day, because essentially silver has been completely undervalued for the past 40 some odd years. Now, I don't know how if that will transpire or not. Some very bullish investors on the silver market tend to think so, because they see no reason why silver shouldn't be trading in this historical ratios. To them, it's a strange wonder why silver has been getting cheaper and cheaper. It should be playing around the same gold to silver ratio price, if not the same channel of highs and lows, yet it isn't. All I can show you is the data and where's the data trending. But either way, if we were to take the worst case scenario for silver, either way, if we were to take that worst case scenario, we're still looking at silver pressing up in the coming years as gold is pressed up. And more than likely, just based off of these lows right here on the gold to silver ratio, so the ceiling prices, we're looking at silver to outperform and triple in the next 4 years. So take that for what it's worth. Now, I should make a disclaimer here. I do own long positions in both gold and silver. So, you know, it may, if you think that I might be tainted, I might be tainting my own analysis with this. I'm trying to give you this just from a basic data perspective. I'm not bullish on gold and silver, or I'm not trying to give you trends on gold and silver because I'm bullish on it. I'm bullish on the precious metals because of the data seems to be trending that way. But anyway, we'll find out in the next coming months and coming years, but it's definitely going to be an interesting market for the precious metals. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you like the content, please make sure you hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so anytime that I upload a new video, you'll be notified and you can view it as soon as the content comes out. I'll continue to upload content throughout the weekend. My next video that I think I'm going to concentrate on is going to deal more with a certain aspect of price inflation inside the CPI charts, and really kind of show you why I think that inflation is going to continue upwards systemically over the long run. So stay tuned and look out for that video, and until then, I'll talk to you next time.